Thank you, Reese. Thank you for agreeing to take part in this project. Do you want to introduce yourself and just tell me a little bit about what form your art takes? Is it the visual form or performing?
Absolutely. So my name's Reese Hanrahan. I'm a 28-year-old singer-songwriter from Middlesbrough. I'm also known to kind of be a musician, guitarist, and I do dabble in a little bit of poetry every now and then as well, but mainly a songwriter.
Singer-songwriter.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So when did you first get involved with your own particular art then? What was, what inspired you?
Yeah, so I've been playing guitar since I was 15, so I started kind of learning round about then. And then I've been playing in bands and kind of writing my own original material since I was in college, so since I was 17, so round about a decade now. I'm getting on a little bit. I've been around the block a few times.
And you're still enjoying it though?
Absolutely.
You love it, yeah? So who were your major influences and your inspirations while you were going along in your little journey, while you're still going along in your journey?
Yeah, so I've got quite a lot of influences. I would say that kind of my unique brand of story writing is kind of mixing folk elements with kind of rap elements. Kind of taking two genres that I quite like and then kind of try to make something unique. I released a video the other day of me performing an original song. It's called Skint, because I'm absolutely always skint. So,
right, join the club.
Someone said that it was like John Lennon meets Mike Skinner of the Streets.
Oh, fantastic. I bet you liked that one, didn't you?
Absolutely. Those two are definitely two of my influences.
Right.
Some of my other influences are kind of folk artists like Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Laura Marling, Jeff Buckley. But then kind of mix it with, like kind
mix
of
it up, yeah.
So I really like a lot of rap artists. I kind of always grew up listening to stuff like Tupac. Absolutely love, like gangster rap, Tupac. And then I like kind of a lot of British rap as well. I would say one of my main influences in terms of my songwriting is kind of Jamie T, if you've ever heard of Jamie T. I love doing a few covers by him, and I'm often to him. I sometimes get compared to Billy Bragg as well, which is always an interesting one.
Oh, right, yeah.
Some of the music can be a little bit...
You can live off that one as well, yeah. So how did you learn this? You said you learned when you were 15. Did you learn at school? Did you go to... How were you self-taught?
Yeah, I'm mainly self-taught. I did have some lessons when I was in school with my music teacher, so he kind of just learned me the basics, but I would say the majority of my kind of learning is being self-taught. Personally, I'm not a massive fan of the term self-taught because we don't teach ourselves. I feel like,
you enjoy it. You get into it.
It's more like I feel like I've taught myself. I feel like I've had 1,000 different teachers, you know what I mean? Every time I kind of, look at people that I've learned from, music that I'm listening to, it's like I've picked it up from them, you know what I mean? I've learned from them. But I think the internet's been a really good thing for that. I think there's more than enough resources out there now for anyone to kind of pick.
You can fine-tune things with the internet, can't you, really?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So you've already mentioned like your works. Do you mainly work alone or your bands and stuff, or?
Yeah. Obviously, I kind of do solo stuff by myself, so I write a lot of music by myself. But I have been in bands in the past. I was in a band when I was in college, and then I went to uni in Newcastle. I was in a band while I was in Newcastle, just kind of as a guitarist. I've also been in an acoustic duo in the past with Laura Kelbrick called Fever Shake, so that was quite fun.
Right.
I've collaborated with a few other kind of female vocalists. And I'm also in a songwriting partnership with Nicky Chapman. We written a song that was played on BBC Tees last year called Put It in a Letter. So it's kind of like my main thing. I just love writing, and I'm quite happy to write and play with other people, and then kind of do my own stuff, because the stuff that I write with Nicky and the stuff that I write by myself is two different flavors to two very different things.
There's a guy in here who might interest you, Sean Shacker. I'm going to be interviewing him as well. He does a bit of rap. Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be a good little collab for you.
Man, I'm always keen to
Watch this
collaborate with people.
space, yeah.
Yeah, man.
So where do you normally perform then, Reese? Where do you normally do it? Is it pubs and
Yeah,
clubs?
so it's kind of like just, you know, obviously local venues around here. Mainly tends to be kind of grassroots venues, which, you know,
Yeah. That
obviously
was
like to
saving.
talk a bit about later on, because I think that's really important for the industry, and it's something that we kind of, you know, need to defend.
Well, that like kind of leads on to the next question of like, why do you think that creative arts are important, personally to yourself and in general?
Yeah, so I would say, you know, music in general, I would say it's kind of a universal language. In fact, I think, you know, it transcends language.
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of one of the most effective ways of transferring and kind of receiving thoughts, ideas, emotions, and experiences. And I feel it's kind of essential to any progressive society, and it enables, you know, usually unheard voices to kind of be put out there and to kind of be shared and experienced.
Brilliant, yeah. Fantastic. For a great ethos, yes.
I've written a C.S.
Lewis there.
Yeah, I've written something down. I've written a C.S. Lewis quote. It's philosophy and art are unnecessary. They have no value towards survival. However, they give value to survival. So I think that's a pretty cool quote.
Excellent. Bloody well done. Well, that leads me to the final question.
Yeah.
So, lockdown, how do you think how has it affected you, yourself, your work, your creativity, and your future plans? I mean, the whole industry now is in limbo, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, one thing that I've been lucky in one regard, I don't make my main source of income off music, so kind of thing, it's kind of, you know, like a side thing. But, you know, well, what have I written here? I think like the most important thing after this, what you've kind of is essentially the grassroots venues.
Yeah.
I think, you know, obviously a lot of people were campaigning the other day, obviously for the government to kind of pledge funding towards obviously supporting the arts. I think it's really good that they've pledged, you know, I think it's 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
The only thing I worry is obviously where is that money going to go, essentially.
Well, myself personally,
Absolutely.
you know, clinging on to some kind of hope.
Absolutely.
That I may get a little bit of the magic money tree.
Yeah,
but, you know, we'll wait and see. But
because I think it's so good.
You've been brilliant.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think it's so good, you know, obviously what's happened with Baker Street, kind of over the last few years, being, you know, and obviously the community that's been built there, and obviously people coming together, and there's so much, you know, amazing talent out there, and I just hope that the grass music venues are supported, because that's how we get the new up and coming talent.
Yeah. I think, well, it's been weird during lockdown because we've all been going down there doing our various things, and it's kind of bonded us as well, if you understand what I mean. We're all very much, it's kind of brought a little bit of camaraderie to the street. Not that it wasn't before, but it's kind of weird the way it's affected everyone.
Yeah.
But let's hope, like, get this Graceland back open.
Absolutely. Yeah, Graceland.
Well, I can't say how fantastic you've been, Reese, for my first interview.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. And that quote that you prepared has blew me away, actually. The preparation, fucking second to none. Brilliant.
I've only got it written on scraps of paper, you know what I mean?
Oh, well, yeah, well, this is mine as well, you know what I mean?
The handwriting.
Well, it's quite nerve-wracking, isn't it? But fucking hell, you've been amazing. Absolutely brilliant.